when it comes to absolutely pretty much all of these sort of maybe prios that can come through, is that PSG do just have better skirmishing, maybe outside the Rumble, but even then, the Equalizer is such a powerful spell.
It's going to be really hard for Karsa to find impact in the early game. On Poppy, a champ, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
You pretty much just become an ult later into the game. If you're lucky, you're going to make it to 2 items on the Poppy.
And it's going to be Maple here looking for some scaling, actually opting away from the second rune there. They're not going to go for the AP, going to instead go for scaling health.
Oh, yeah.
On the Aurelion Sol.
Minions have spawned.
Excited to see Junjia back on a carry. It's been a long time coming. And it'll be good to see what they function like with just full-on carry champs pretty much around the rift outside of the Nautilus.
Yeah, not a whole lot of lockdown, but so much damage on PSG. The kind of draft we see out of SKT from the LCK. Just so much pressure in all of their lanes and a strong early game jungler. And they just kind of put a vice grip on the map. As Asol's level 1 is insanely strong.
Just standing there.
Doesn't get aggro on the creeps as well when he queues like this.
Just proccing that comment. Job's done. Gory, I mean, he's had a hell of a turnaround in this split. He started off the split getting solo killed out by 116 while playing LeBlanc. And now, from that, we've just seen carry performance after carry performance. A Penta on Tristana, everything going well. Hook lands in the bot lane. As the trade does come through aggressively, level 2 now is going to be hit by Betty, and he isn't really able to follow up as Tongue Lash will be hitting him, slowing down the ability to dash around, and with that, the attack speed that Kalista has.
So you're seeing here, Karsa has cleared his bot side now. Going to be clearing a lot slower than Junjia on the Graves. And I guess he's going to try make a play onto top lane. You never really want to be full clearing on the Poppy. So it'll be interesting to see what he does after he does his blue. Maybe tries to make a play on the bot lane, but Junjia is already here with red buff.
He's just going to recall this Karsa, maybe pick up boots? I don't know, we'll see.
Recall, go to his red buff, I guess. Well, he's got nothing to do. It's so hard for him to do anything. All his lanes are shoved in. Good luck ganking the spot lane with Junjia here. That could go disastrously. Azir's not really setting you up for much in the mid lane.
Yeah, not until 6 at least. But Maple, he's having the better of this matchup now. He's up a lot of CS. 10 on first recall, and first recall being at 3 minutes 30. Well, he actually chooses not to. Going to return back to his lane and just continue punishing this Azir pick. We thought that Talia might look like an obvious pick here, but he's certainly making at least this very early stage of game number 1 a good look as the Aurelion Sol.
Yeah. Clever pathing by Karsa to just make sure his bot side is cleared out. So when this inevitable Graves invade comes in, he doesn't find anything. By the time Graves is full cleared, Karsa's able to kill his bot side and get out of there. But not really an ideal position for Poppy. Usually the aggressor in the early game. Gory trading back reasonably well now. But still massive CS lead for Maple. Will be evened out a little bit once that wave goes in.
Yeah, and RJ, once he hits these minions, will be quite well ahead. And he actually procs it overheat. Rest though, he's popping the Ghost. Electric Harpoon lands, but it's just going to be, honestly, a trade of summoners that really does favor Rest for the sort of future. Maybe for the time being, though, this makes this lane impossible to play.
Yeah, it does suck for Junjia just because he's very vulnerable to Poppy now without Flash on the Graves.
Maple gonna dip and dive, get himself away from any potential threat coming through from Karsa, who does relieve a bit of pressure around this mid lane even. But Maple should feel okay. I mean, he's already recalled, he's already gone and got his tier, looking for Seraphs as his first big ticket item.
Yeah, and I think the pressure will relent a bit for the Azir. Asol's going to be just building so much mana in the early game.
By the way, what is Cassante Poppy Tarm ever doing to an Aurelion Sol as this game gets longer? Just going to melt. Just absolutely going to get
Yeah.
100 to 0'd.
Yeah, I mean, similar with the Rumble. Yeah, this is a very difficult draft to play for CFO. They're weaker in the early game, and we're not really even that sure about their scaling. We're not going to pretend Senna is some hyperscaler. No, you never get to enough stacks in any of these games.
It's not solo queue. You also just don't get that much gold. Hook lands here onto Shun. He does have both Summons. Flash heal going to be immediately used. It's going to be a 3v3 as Caster does join the fray. Maple, though, on the way down, does have the Sky's Descent if he chooses to use it, but not going to need to. Just going to return to where he once came. But Dragon priority certainly given over to PSG as they look to start heading it now.
Yeah, no real opportunity to trade any kind of kill back onto Woody or even force a flash. Even though Karsa was there for the gank, he ends up just preventing his teammate from dying rather than being able to punish anything. Yeah, rough early game for CFO. I mean, Karsa's heading to the Void Grubs now. Maybe gonna try and make a play onto Aja in the top lane. Oh, this Cassante is very behind.
Yeah,
almost 20.
I mean, they get the first Void Grub, but RJ coming and pressuring down. Even though Junjia is on the absolute opposite side of the map, is enough to stop Caster from hitting those anymore. And maybe Junjia will look for a recall, or maybe he'll look for a gank bottom, as he is actually pathing at least the crab for now. But this just 3 lanes of Prio and a Graves feels amazing here for Junjia.
Yeah, level 6 now for Junjia. Gonna recall, we'll see what he can pick up. Karsa keeping up in camps, but Poppy's just not gonna use this gold nearly as well. He's maybe looking for a gank onto top lane. Aja not scared at all.
Yeah, he's happy to 1v2. Yeah, this Rumble and this Aurelion Soul feel like they're gonna get out of hand pretty quick.
Yeah, disaster wave state for Rest. Karsa's not hanging around really to help him fix it. He is still in the neighborhood. But he definitely has to help his Cassante get this wave out, or he's very vulnerable to Junjia. Back on the Void Grubs. Junjia,
Junjia this time is on the top side, but he's not too interested or caring about the Void Grubs. Did get themselves the first dragon, and probably is a pretty decent win condition here for the side of PSG.
I think I honestly would have liked to see Junjia prioritize the Void Grubs a little more, just because he has 3 pushing lanes. Karsa maybe in trouble.
Gets one of them. And final Void Grub does go over to the side of PSG. Going to feel pretty happy about that. No opportunity for the 6 Void Grubs to come through. But yeah, it doesn't feel like CFO are hitting a tower anytime soon.
No, definitely not. Woody in the mid lane did step over ward. I think he did catch it with a sweeper.
Oh. That's right, big jobs. Level 6, depth charge available for the Nautilus, but pretty sizable amount of damage coming through there from Gory. Onto the Nautilus, who will just kind of shrug it off. I mean, first blood, who's getting it? We're 9 minutes in now.
Betty.
Betty? Pretty safe bet. Killister and all. Saying
Though,
Junjia. I think Junjia gets it with that collateral damage. MVP.
Maple.
Okay. I can see it.
I think he's really set up for success. As you were mentioning, you know, who's interacting with this Asol? You're just hoping for a miracle shove from the Azir. Asol does kind of have to get stuck in to do, you know, optimal damage in these fights. And
kind of, but he doesn't really need to do optimal damage. If he's playing safe and just over top hitting a tank, they actually just shred. One of the few AD carries that truly sort of stack up to 80 carry levels of damage when coming up against these tanks.
Yeah. Going to be a fight for this crab by the look of it.
Yeah, Blizzard Voyage lands onto Junjia. He does have flash collateral damage, gets himself over the wall just, but Caster's going to be able to follow with that wall bang, and we're both wrong. It's going to be Maple who picks up that first blood as fight will continue out. Equalizer is amazing. Not going to be able to get himself out. Will sort up, but gets Shun over the wall, and he's going to be chased down. It's going to be another kill. Maple. Flash. Oh my god,
no.
Shun is living, but he is going to die. Just, is he going to be able to get that execute off? Doesn't feel like he will. Yeah, with that slow now, there's definitely no way. He is just going to go down, and Maple going to be able to claim that credit. Even getting himself some...
Waste as much time as he can, Shun at least. And even gets Maple's flash. Maybe getting a little too excited there, as I don't think Senna had anywhere to go. Betty's going to pick up at least one set of plates, probably not the second. Not going to hang around for long once he sees this Tom. So they make a pick onto Junjia by the look of it, but meanwhile Gory just gets hooked here, followed up by Maple nicely, and goes down instantly. Junjia does end up going down, but Shun also just gets chased down here. Oh, and Sword Art goes down as well. Yeah. Pretty horrible fight. I mean, just looking at the champs on the side of PSG, that's kind of how you expect the fight to go. Rest doesn't bother TPing. As there was no Dragon Up or anything. That was just a fight over a Scuttle Crab.
Classic. Dragon, however, will now be up. Rylai's completed for Maple, so certainly going to feel pretty good in any given fight now. Betty as well, he's very close to the Blade of the Ruined King. Kind of feels bad fighting before that item is completed. Maybe we'll see him go for a recall after pushing this wave, or maybe we'll see him come join and look for this dragon. Feels like CFO pressuring around. It means that PSG are going to feel compelled to try and take it themselves. Gory going to find his way down here. Shouldn't be able to be just blindly hooked out from Woody, sort of plainly.
All flashes up for CFO.
Yeah, Maple missing his, Junjia also missing his. No teleport available here for RJ. Teleport is available for Rest. Through comes the Keeper's Verdict. Not going to be able to find his mark. He's going to be able to cancel that one, get it on the shortened cooldown. And it's going to be the Devour coming through. It's going to be onto Junjia. Caster's getting very low, but Caster's going to be able to take out this jungler, going to be able to secure himself the dragon. It's answered back though as Rest is taken very, very low, and in fact killed off by Betty. Maple trying to continue on this fight, but it looks like maybe CFO have done enough to get themselves out of the way and secure themselves at least the dragon, extending this game for potentially another 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, pretty good team fighting by CFO. Only burning one of their flashes there and managing to trade evenly in kills and get the dragon is kind of miraculous. They did have all their flashes up for that fight, but when we get the replay, you'll see Sword Art and Karsa just putting a clinic onto Junjia, not able to do anything. Gets taken out by the Poppy, and I thought the fight might go a lot worse just because Karsa wasn't able to find a good Poppy ult at all. Junjia picking up these Void Grubs, gonna be very difficult to contest just because his bot lane is already here.
Yeah, Woody gonna have that first roam, of course. We do see both bot laners and Shun and Sword Art arriving as well. One of these Void Grubs is picked up, so that means 5 Void Grubs can no longer be found from CFO.
Yeah, I like them taking
it. Spawn.
I like them taking it slow here around this Herald or Grubs, just because Driver is the only... Oh, Aja, sorry, is the only person on the map with teleport. So he is just laning 1v0 for as long as PSG can draw people over to this Rift Herald. CFO might just have to give it, or they just lose too much in the bot side. I think they will just give it. They'll rotate Gory down.
Aja making quick work of that tower, down to half HP now. Junjia does start up this Herald. It doesn't seem like CFO really have any right to contest, but we'll see if Caster's willing to accept that. Oh, this feels like an impossible game to be Cassante, and that was your red side 5th pick, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we forgot about the Rumble. Hex flash over. Oh, that was very close to working, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit earlier, Sword Art should be fine. And, oh, they didn't protect the Eye of the Herald, so Junjia is able to walk back in.
Oh my. Maple is having a good time.
Yeah, still has his ult.
Yeah. Looks like Maple's found his answer to Azir.
Yeah, PSG may be getting the maximum here, still getting this tower and the Rift Herald. Yeah, 450 gold for Aja. Rift Herald now on Junjia. Yeah, they found themselves... I wasn't really paying attention to the TPs, but I'm not sure how they found themselves just down a teleport.
I think both of CFO's solo laners might have teleported to Dragon. I could be wrong.
Yeah, and Aja just somehow gets there without having to use his TP.
Yeah, game pretty decisively in favor of PSG thus far, but still, they are only at that one Dragon, which oftentimes, when it comes to these top teams, is the priority win condition. Sort of the thing that gets teams across the line.
The farm is very one-sided towards PSG, apart from Gory, who's somehow not just clawed his way back in CS, but is a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I think that's nature of Maple being at pretty much every fight that's happened, while Gory actually staying away from a few of them. I mean, you know, the Rift Herald that just happened, he was actually just bot solo farming as the Azir.
Yeah, also just having a Tom Kench on your team means he's going to be more than happy to give up waves for Gory to pick up. As we see here, Sword Art was laning top and just gets off the wave that is crashing for Gory to go top and pick it up.
Yeah, we'll see what item second here is going to come through from Gory. I guess there's a few things you could go. Lichbane, obviously, Liandry's. The other option is potentially Verdant Barrier, because there is a lot of magic damage coming through from both Maple and RJ, being that they are just very high magic damage champions. RJ already getting ahead of the curve and purchasing the Blighted Jewel, which will likely become a Crypt Bloom in the near future.
I think I like the Lichbane. I agree that it's a great Banshees game on his ear, but he is the only damage on his team. So he maybe just has to go for a Lichbane.
Yeah.
It's not the tankiest comp from PSG.
Like quite squishy, in fact. But
yeah. Just a Nautilus for the front line. I mean, Rumble and Asol do get some HP in their builds, but...
This is going to make them a little bit tankier, admittedly, as the Mountain Dragon will be the soul, and at least the first Mountain Dragon of what could potentially be 3 is started up here by PSG. They're certainly going to be able to collect that one for themselves, and Betty even not going to miss a beat. Skips on off to the mid lane to pick up some CS for himself.
I think CFO realizing they kind of worked a miracle to get that first dragon. Give PSG their second dragon. Will definitely be fighting the next one. So Maple's maybe just not finishing his Seraphs for a very long time this game. It looks like probably a Liandry's next.
Does seem that way.
Pretty interesting. He's almost fully stacked it. So a little bit surprising. Does have to get a Void Staff probably pretty early this game, just because Cassante is incentivized to build a lot of magic resist. Yeah,
and Tom's going to be able to get the Hollow Radiance, which will be his next item. Even Hollow Radiance maybe the pickup here for Carson on the Poppy as well. Could be Kanik still. Just sit on that Barmy Cinder.
Yeah, you do see a lot of Barmies early on Poppy just to help you with the jungle clear.
Okay, relinquishes that Crabble Jinjia. He is kind of looking like the Lost Con.
Yeah, not really getting up to much on the Graves.
But I think doing a serviceable job.
Yeah.
His scoreline, while not looking that sharp, especially when compared to the rest of his team, he has been putting up a lot of pressure, securing early objectives, and I mean, the Rift Shield that he's putting down now should make great work onto this mid lane tower. See if anyone gets in it. Woody, is he going to be able to drift? Oh my goodness, he is. Azir ult. Can he drift well enough? No. It is Gory putting up that Emperor's Divide, which will stop that Rift Shield from crashing, and obviously keep quite a lot of health available for this top mid lane tower. RG being around, though, means that he can just look for the equalizer, and he will, and we're going to hit onto 3 people who are all chunked down to half HP.
Yeah, gotta love that first strike proc, too. Just a quick ARAM for a bit there. Everyone shows up in the mid lane, scraps it out a bit, and then goes their separate way. Maple still holding on to the empowered ASOL ult. Probably gonna just be holding that for 2 minutes till the dragon comes up. If he uses it now, I don't think he'll have time to stack back up.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Okay, let's see. I mean, this recall should tell us what Maple's going to go for third. Will it be the CS? Will it be the Void? Amp Tome? So, we don't know. I lied. No idea yet.
It's going to be Void Staff, second for Gory.
Yeah, and Crypt Bloom is completed here for RJ. Shun, he is a lot closer to Graves than he perhaps wants to be. Collateral damage available, but it's going to be the Devour coming out of Sword Art. Shun with a massive shield. Flash actually stun found by Woody. Good job at being able to find that, and Shun are going to be able to just get himself out of harm's way, but through will come that Aurelion Soul ult, and while he won't have it available for himself now for this dragon, he does manage to pick off a kill there onto rest, hits Shun on the back end, and takes him very low. Junjia ducking, diving, getting hit by the tower. Through will come Gory, Gory flash, Emperor's Divide, but Woody, he channels his Q, he gets it off, and in comes this equalizer. It's 2 going down, only 2 now remaining is Sword Art and Shun. Shun low from the beginning, Shun taken out at the end, and it's a clean ace for PSG as they lead now in gold by 8k, and they look towards the Baron.
It was miraculous how long Shun managed to survive in that fight. It felt like everyone just appearing out of nowhere for CFO to protect Shun and keep him alive for as long as they did, but PSG are just too far ahead at this point. You saw Russ arrive as the fight starts pretty badly with Shun just getting engaged on, dodges out of the Nautilus hook. And Graves' ult isn't quite up here, but Sword Art does eat him anyway, spits him over the wall, and then jumps back over in time to block the Nautilus hook. And you're going to see Rest arrive here and just get absolutely one-tapped. I don't even know. I guess that's just ASOL damage.
Yeah. Just percent health max damage.
Yeah, no Void Staff or Pen item yet on this ASOL as well. So that's only going to get worse. And it looks like Gory can maybe turn it, but he's got Nashor's Tooth and Void Staff components. Yeah, not enough damage off of a great Azir ult from Gory. And this whole time, Rumble has not even been here.
Yep. I mean, pretty clear cut who the victor of that one was. It was Maple. Great equalizer coming through from RJ, of course. He's had a couple of those this game, but yeah, we do find ourselves now, Baron, in control of PSG, 10k gold lead. We're only at the 23-minute mark. The games between these two teams have often been very, very quick ones. Quick and decisive. Gory's found himself on a flank, but he's found Woody, not the guy you want. In will come that depth charge, and in will come that equalizer. It's splitting up the team fight. Nice ultimate. The skies have descended. It's landed onto 3. Not the upgraded one, though, so not the most amount of damage. And Junjia was not at this play. He's, in fact, just hitting this dragon. Sword Art going forward. Sword Art, I mean, you're seeing the damage this Aurelion Soul is doing to all of these tanks who are building magic resist. It's really, really laughable how much resist is doing up against this Aurelion Soul as Maple is making his way towards a Void Staff or Crypt Bloom as we speak. Now, going to start hitting this dragon. Should be the third of the game. Once again, picked up here for the side of PSG as they are looking to pick up their first win against CFO in the season.
Yeah. Thankfully for CFO, it's not the soul, but I'm not really sure what you're stalling for or when this is supposed to get better. As it just seems like PSG are way too far ahead. They have way too much damage in this comp. And not nearly enough damage or lockdown on the side of CFO.
Yeah, not even close to.
As ASOL is a pick that can be punished very hard, especially if you just have some CC. He doesn't get to play as aggressively as he'd maybe like to with his... What is the flying thing called? Do you know the name of that spell? The ability where he just flies across the whole map, essentially. Yeah. He flies like 3 screens along. And if he can do that aggressively, it's a great ASOL game. If he can't, you just don't get as much damage out, really. You're more using your ult. And just hitting frontline, which he's honestly fed enough to just hit frontline this game anyway.
Yeah. The tankiness that CFO have is pretty trivial. Woody looking for a hook there onto Shun, won't land it, but lands onto Sword Art and takes a massive chunk out of his health bar for doing so. And Maple now, he has that upgraded ult. We have a massive star that could just quickly crash down and crush the hopes of CFO here in game 1. Teleport coming through. It's going to be RG, has that equalizer. Once again, it is the empowered Aurelion Sol ult. But they're just going to be happy and content with that one singular tower as Maple glides on over. Not spotting Casa in that bush, but...
Oh, you can fly from top lane to mid lane.
Yeah, it scales with your stacks, so...
Oh.
The more stacks you have, the further the distance that you can cover.
Yeah, it resets on kill, right? So we saw saw a quadra kill out of Shengbai yesterday on the ASOL.
It certainly did. I mean, ASOL looking strong in the PCS.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, the last 2 days of gameplay, we've suddenly got ourselves another mid laner to add to the meta. Maybe something Chris Carter can pick up.
Sick. Flies on by, one-shots the mid-wave on his way past.
Yeah, he's disgustingly far ahead. Does pick himself up a Crypt Bloom as well. So 2 pin items now for both these AP carries that PSG find themselves with. It is also going to be that Terminus here for Betty on the Callista, who is quietly also 4-1 and 3 himself.
Yeah.
No slouch at all in this game.
Yeah, everyone just doing great on the side of PSG. Corey.
Oh, here comes the... Oh, that's a 4-man found on Maple. The Emperor's Divide simply isn't going to be enough as it only really connects onto Woody. Woody lands his hook onto Sword Art Flash coming out. It is going to be that judgment coming through from Casa, but it's too little too late. Flash forward from Woody. They're going to find another kill. 3 members, 4 even, going down. Shun being the last one remaining. He's up against 5 strong off PSG. Bot lane Inhib Tal goes down. Bot lane Inhib goes down. Shun, what are you ever supposed to do here? It feels like Maple could just fly at you. He might even not need to, as BD is just destroying him despite the fact that he is in his fountain. And after 27 minutes, it seems like PSG, they're going to take revenge over CFO, at least in game number 1.
Yeah, similar fashion to what we saw game 1 of their last series, just CFO with the clean win.
Yeah, just the reverse way, right?
Yeah, just the other way around this time.